Hello everyone, welcome to Cambridge Primary Science Stage 6, Chapter number 3, Material Changes. Our topic for discussion, mixing and separating solids. What is a mixture? It is made up of two or more different substances that are mixed together. Substances in a mixture that are not chemically joined, so we can separate them easily. And mixtures can be solid, liquid, gases. Air is also a mixture. It contains three main gases like nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon dioxide. Can you also think of the different mixtures? In the activity 3.2a, we have to make the mixture of solids in a separate jars. Like we can take the mixture of rice and flour. We can make a mixture of salt and sand, tea leaves and sugar, beans and marbles. So can you see the different substances in each mixture? Have the substances in a mixture changed in any way? The substances in a mixture do not change when they are mixed together, and as they are not chemically joined, they do not react with each other. So we can easily separate them. Separating mixture. So how we can separate the mixture? We can separate the substances in a mixture in a different ways with the help of sorting and the sieving. The beans bag, like the beans in a bag, they are also a mixture because it can be separated from each other. There is no chemical reaction taking place. There is that is of different color and different kinds of beans are inside the bag. So it can be easily picked out from a mixed bag and we can put it in a separate piles because of the different colors. And this method of separation of beans is called as sorting. And like another mixture like peanuts and raisins are the mixture of a solid. And if you pick out of the nuts in the mixture of nuts and raisin, then you can say that this is sorting, then you sort that mixture. Sieving. How you drain the water off from the cooked rice at home? You put the sieve, that is colander. Colander means like a strainer, that is utensil to strain the water and to allow the water to drain off through the rough holes. So this method of separation is called the sieving. And we use this method to separate the solid from the liquid, and we can also use sieving to separate the large solid particles from the small solid particles, and gardeners use sieve to separate the stones from the soil. And in traditional African culture, sieving is used to separate the particles of sand and small insects from the grains such as maize and sorghum. And sorghum is also a grain that is grown in the hot countries. Activity 3.2b, investigating separating mixture of solids. You have to select a method to separate the each of mixture. It depends upon the mixture. You have to use a method of separation. Like you can choose the sieving and you can choose the sorting. Suppose the mixture is sand and iron filling like dressmaking pins, that we can use the method of separation, that is magnet. And when they are beans and flour, use the sieving, and beans and rice we use sorting. So it depends upon the mixture, that which method we have to use, whether it is sieving, it is sorting, or we have to use the magnet to separate the substances. Question and answer. Were there any mixtures you could not separate? If so, why do you think this happened? Yes, the mixture of salt and sand cannot be separated by sieving and sorting. Particles are too small to sort by hand and are almost same size, so they cannot be separated by sieving. Which method is best for separating the mixture that contain large particles that you can see easily? That is sorting. If there are large particles, you can do it by sorting. And the small particles you cannot see easily, then the sieving is the best method. Predict with the reasons which method of separation is best for separating the mixtures of peanuts and beans, salt and breadcrumbs, and peas and flour. Peanuts and beans. Sorting, because the particles are too big to pass through the sieve. And so that's why we can use it with the hand with the help of a sorting. And salt and breadcrumbs, sieving, because the salt particles will pass through the holes in the sieve, but the breadcrumbs are too big. So for the salt and breadcrumbs, the sieving is best. Peas and flour, sieving, because the flour particles will pass through the holes in the sieve, but the peas are too big. How can the scrap yards separate the iron from a mixture of the different scrap metals? Scrapyards are like a junkyard. You can see from the picture that the old machinery of cars and the ships before it get recycled, and the parts which are good they save it for the future, and other parts they destroy it. And scrapyards can use magnets that attract the iron to separate the iron from other metals. So in this way, in the scrapyards, they use the magnets to attract the iron that separate the iron from the other metals. So there are some of the misunderstanding and misconceptions. Students find difficulty in understanding that air is a mixture. Air is a mixture of gases. They think that if you cannot see the different components of a mixture, then it is not a mixture. We cannot see the air, which is why we cannot see the different gases that form a mixture. But with the help of the test, we can find out that oxygen is present in the air, and oxygen is present in the air. By using the glowing splint, we can find out whether it is present or not, and carbon dioxide is present by using the lime water. So air is also a mixture, and with the help of these two tests, we can find out whether the gases are present in the air. And when we do the test, when we perform these tests, we will find out the result. Yes, that oxygen makes the splint relight. And why the splint relight? Because the oxygen is present in the air, and carbon dioxide that turns the clear lime water milky. And these would be the result, and we can discuss more on that how we'll find these results. Oxygen makes the splint relight. With the help of this experiment, we can see that how the oxygen is present in the air. First, we have to understand the meaning of splint. Splint means a long, thin strip of wood used to light a fire. This is a thin strip of wood, and that is used to light up a fire. And when relight of glowing splint confirms the presence of oxygen, and we have to take the two test tube. You can see that suppose this is a one test tube. You consider these two figures as a one test tube, and this one is a second test tube. So it will help you to understand. So that's why I have taken the two figures. And in first test tube, you have to trap the oxygen and put that glowing splint, that is a long thin strip of wood, inside this test tube. And when you trap this oxygen and put this glowing splint, whose flame just gone out. It's not like the lighten up strip you have to put inside. Whose flame just gone out, like this. Flame just gone out. Still there is a little orange red color. When you blow this, whose flame just gone out. Okay. As you put this glowing splint inside the test tube, you have just put it inside the test tube, you will say, what you will see, that it sets on the fire again. Okay, you just blow out the splint outside and there's a little orange red color, and when you use flame just gone out, you still see that orange red color inside, and you put that inside the test tube, what you will see, that it will set on fire again. It is an easy experiment. You can do it at home and you can try it whether the oxygen, and it will show how the oxygen is present in the air, and air is a mixture. Air is a mixture of gases, and that is a misconception that we cannot see the mixture. This mixture we cannot see it, but we can see it with the help of experiment, that how the oxygen is present in the air. There is another experiment. Carbon dioxide is present by using the lime water. What we have to do, we have to take the two test tubes, and in one, if we take the lime water, suppose this one is the lime water, okay, this test tube has a lime water, and in another there is a plain water. We inhale and breathe in oxygen, as we know, and we exhale and breathe out carbon dioxide. If we have taken a one straw and we blow and we put inside the straw in this beaker and we blow with the mouth, what we'll see, that blow, exhale or breathe out your carbon dioxide in that lime water test tube with the help of straw, it will turn lime water milky. You can try it. When you blow with the straw, the carbon dioxide you exhale in this lime water test tube, what you will see, the lime water will turn milky. You just have to blow it, you don't have to suck it. And But in the plain water, the carbon dioxide will not react and the color of water remains the same. So it will show that carbon dioxide is present, and when it will react with the lime water. Thanks for watching. Do like and subscribe my channel. Bye bye.